Welcome to the Wealthiest, where you will learn the ins and outs about the world's elite, how they live and how they spend their accumulated wealth. Let's get started. Without a doubt, North Koreans absolutely adore Kim Jong-un for one very excellent purpose. They don't want to fade away or get hurt if they don't show the admiration and respect he craves from his followers. And that happens a lot before we enter James Bone. Women fawn over the supreme leader's baby face looks and white wall haircut. Men marvel at how such a young person can take charge of a country of over 25 million people and turn it into the most influential countries around the world. We'll see in this video the 10 things he owns for his protection. Number 10. Mercedes Maybach S600. We'll start by taking the wheel of the flashy vehicle used to transport Kim Jong-un to official events. No motorcade for the supreme leader would be finished without everyone's favorite dictator riding in a Mercedes Maybach 600, which is available for about $1.6 million. However, the sticker price is justified by the cost of keeping Kim safe. The cost of the autos is mostly influenced by their tinted bulletproof glass. The interior is as opulent as you'd expect for a dictator with discriminating taste, with armored exterior panels and bolstered floors effective enough to endure a blast. And for that additional adrenaline rush that only global leaders crave, the S600 also functions a 6-liter V12 engine that's turbocharged with the strength of 530 horses under that sleek-looking hood. To meet these comfort requirements, the seats have smooth white leather upholstery, plenty of legroom, and captain seats that recline. Number 9. 12 bodyguards. The 12 bodyguards that Kim has surrounding the automobile media are a frequent sight when he's out on the town or traveling the summit circuit. Under what wags refer to as the human motorcade, the supreme leader's well-dressed guardians accompany the dictator in his luxurious Mercedes, purportedly as an additional line of defense against assassins. Each bodyguard is subjected to a stringent background investigation and fitness test, and they are required to have training in the use of weapons and martial arts. They must also pass another test that is mandated by the leader, and they cannot be taller than Kim, which is an odd requirement for someone wishing to join his entourage. Number 8. 5 layers of security. More to the human motorcade when Kim Jong-un is out in public, particularly on the few instances when he is not in North Korea. He has 5 additional levels of security working for him. The Guard Command, an elite special forces unit that is close to the leadership and administration in North Korea, oversees most of the forces chosen to protect Kim. As a result, the tasks assigned to them are extensive and precise down to the last minute. Everyone involved in safeguarding the leader is brainwashed into thinking they are guarding a real god. Their intellectual training begins in childhood when they are led to believe the only rationale they were born was to safeguard the god against whatever could threaten him. They perform everything from jamming cell phone signals to trying to wipe disinfectant on everything their beloved leader might touch, claims of former security guard Lee Young-kook, who emigrated from North Korea a few years ago. Number 7. Personal portable bathrooms. Another peculiarity at the dictator's disposal is his own personal toilet, which must accompany him wherever his itinerary takes him. The contraption isn't overly complex, but it is reportedly tan-colored for square feet and 8 feet high. It is unknown what kind of facilities are accommodated in it. There is also always a guard on duty, regardless of whether Kim Jong-un needs to stop. Number 6. 21-car train. Along with being heavily armored and bulletproof inside, the 21-car train that Kim Jong-un uses to travel extensively outside of North Korea is also heavily stocked with the foreign-made red wines that the dictator enjoys, as well as opulent kitchenette with silver chopsticks. Inside, travelers can take full advantage of the pink leather seats with several Apple computers within easy reach. Number 5. Wine and food. It is well known that Kim enjoys the best foods and wines in the world, and that he isn't afraid to spend a great deal of money to satiate his opulent appetite. His signature preferred option for imported red wine, particularly Bordeaux, is well known among the elite that he associates with, but his entire country doesn't quite reap the same benefit. His favorites included the best sushi, caviar, and Japanese cold meat. Naturally, the security detail makes sure that no one attempting to prepare Kim's meal touches any of the food. The last dinner he'll ever eat, with the severe condition that all the food comes from a particular farm in Pyongyang's Yonghaeung area to ensure quality control. Not all the food is grown in fields. On road trips, smaller quantities of what Kim enjoys are cultivated in greenhouses. Kim did bring one unique thing that guarantees perfect security while dining abroad: a particular noodle maker that produces naengmyeon, a delicacy that is popular among the upper class. Kim also wants to make sure that the chef who prepared the noodles was from one of the city's fine dining establishments. Number 4. Body doubles. One preventive measure Kim Jong-un employs a strategy akin to that of Winston Churchill. The Korean dictator may have up to 2 body doubles having to work for him, as was disclosed in 2018. 2 of them were sighted in 2017 at a missile test launch site sporting the same girth hairstyle and high-class attire as Kim Jong-un. They were also seen smoking tobacco and joking around in the facility. The only time they have been seen and photographed thus far was on what first appeared to be a casual occasion, but the fact is that if any of them ends up acting as a decoy at a public event, they might be vulnerable to an attack by anyone seeking to remove the dictator. Number 3. Secret henchmen. It turns out that Kim Jong-un has a relative handful of these individuals at his disposal. These henchmen have 2 options. They can keep their filthy actions hidden by making the very people Kim despises vanish forever, or they can make them known to those who need to know who is in charge. In 2015, the same firing squads killed an army general, a deputy prime minister, and a minister of the North Korean secret police. In contrast, Kim Jong-un injured 2 of his Uncle Tung-sung Tech's employees when he was the leader of the National Defense Council just at time. Since taking office in 2011, Kim's adversaries have reportedly been killed in their hundreds. If there is even the slightest hint of dissension from any member of the military Communist Party or even his family, they are considered targets. Number 2. Virgin blood. Then there are the weird stories that are impossible to confirm but are too silly to dismiss. One ridiculous anecdote was that Kim's father Kim Jong-il often injected himself with virgin blood to keep a young appearance. What Kim consumes for himself, rather than for his own protection, is bizarre. However, one rumor that surfaced in 2015 claimed that the dictator of North Korea would sip wine laced with the bodies of poisonous snakes. According to the rumor, doing so would allegedly increase the dictator's virility, which is crucial for male dictators to convince the populace that they have the manhood required to rule a nation. Number 1. Nuclear bomb shelter. Finally, like the most brutal dictators, what dictator would be completed without access to a private nuclear bomb shelter? There is very little information about what is contained therein other than a stockpile of one peculiar substance, but Kim Jong-un has one at his disposal in case other nations have a beef with his refusal to relinquish his own nuclear arsenal. It ultimately turned out that Kim Jong-un is a huge fan of Swiss cheese. He literally has a lifetime's worth of the stuff locked away in his post-apocalyptic hideout. Rumor has it that he starts eating so much cheese that he's developed diabetes, high blood pressure, and frequent episodes of gout. At one point, he put on so much weight that a sizable cyst on his ankle had to be removed. At that point, he vanished from public. Now that we've examined the 10 bizarre items that Kim Jong-un truly possesses and recommends for protection, it's time to emerge from our bomb shelter. Which revelation stunned you the most? Let us know by commenting. I appreciate you watching, and please remember to subscribe.